Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over all of the Grayscale Trust market caps and what the potential price increases on any of these could be. So with that being said, let's get it. Okay. So we're not going to go over the charts today. What we're instead going to do is take a look at Grayscale's website and take a look at the assets under management that they have for every single trust that they have. Now, I did want to point out to you guys that I was not able to find ETH. Again, ETH is ETHE, which I believe is this one. Yeah, we couldn't actually find anything on this one. They didn't have a listing for it. My guess is maybe because they took it down because they expect the spot Ether ETF to be approved next month. Again, we did tell you guys that was a possibility. And BlackRock is already in the game of wanting to get their own Ethereum spot Ether ETF approved. They already have some seed money and some other stuff, if I'm not mistaken about that. Again, don't quote me on that. That may have changed. Markets change day by day, as you guys know. But last time I checked, pretty sure that's what's going on. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing I want to point out here is that Bitcoin's market cap is over $1 trillion. Okay. Currently over $1 trillion. That is bigger than almost every company in the world, except for the Mag 7. I think it's actually bigger even than some of the Mag 7, like maybe Facebook and Tesla or something like that. Now, one of the larger cap coins that we saw last cycle that really just hammered everybody and every altcoin in terms of just how massive it went up was Dogecoin. At the peak of the previous cycle, Dogecoin was way up here. Again, from about 1/10 of a penny or 2/10 of a penny way down here. As you guys can see, you can't even see the candles down here. They're so small. But Dogecoin went to whatever its market cap was from back then all the way up to roughly about 75 cents or a 90 billion. Again, 90 billion market cap. So I want to show you guys how exactly just how much of an increase that is. Okay. So 75 cents divided by 0.001, or roughly about 1/10 of a penny. So you're looking at a 750x. Or if I'm not mistaken, I think that equates to about 75,000% return. I know, sounds absolutely ridiculous. How many lifetimes would you need to be invested in the S&P to get that kind of return? It's crazy, but you guys can see here 1/10 of a penny at the bottom. And then literally we did the math right in front of you, in front of your eyes, as you guys can see, and also a little bit more than 75 cents, but roughly about 75 cents on the returns. So, I mean, honestly, if you just put 1K in at the bottom and then held to the top, assuming you have godlike skills like that and you can time the bottoms and the top perfectly with just only a $1,000 investment, this is what you would have had. So this is why we reiterate that generally speaking, people tend to underestimate just how bullish and how powerful these bull markets can be in crypto. So I go over those numbers with you guys to give you guys an example of what could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for any of these Grayscale trusts, and we're going to see a 750x on every single one of these trusts. I would say the likelihood is probably not. I think massive increases are possible. I am not going to give an exact number to what I think the highest level is going to be. If I give you guys a number here, it's going to be what I think is relatively realistic. So anyways, here's the Grayscale Trust main website. You guys can see it here. So we're going to go over every single trust with the exception of ETH because I could not find it. So this is LTCN. You guys can see the current price here. So this was actually around in the last bull cycle. As we've showed you guys in previous videos, you can see the current assets under management. Again, this is how much money they have invested just into this one trust. It is a lot of money. Just so you guys know, when we do buy and sell these trusts, we are not moving the markets. Okay, we are not Grayscale whales. We do not have hundreds of thousands of shares of any of these. I mean, it would be nice, but again, we do not have the kind of financial might it would take to move any of these markets. As you guys can see, you look up here, you guys can see the volume indicator right there. Just today, 716,000 shares were traded on LTCN. Yesterday, there was 1 million and 3 million and 6. 2.9 million. I could go on and on with this, but we just don't we simply don't have the quantity of shares to be able to move the market like that. So 1.3, 3 million, 4 million. I mean, on and on. Our Litecoin Trust shares are like maybe a few hundred. So when you guys see us taking profits or positioning into particular trades, just understand that we do not have the magnitude to be able to move the market like that. It is a combination of all market participants. So 142 million on LTCN. Again, I mean, Dogecoin did like a 90 billion market cap, but if we're comparing apples to apples, Litecoin, I think at the peak of the cycle, of the previous bull cycle, I should say, had roughly about a $25 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can go check that on coingecko.com, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. So if we were to divide that by the current market cap, as you guys can see here, so 25 billion divided by 142,270, you'd be, Jesus. Okay, you'd be looking at 175x. Let me actually make sure this is right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. Yep, that's 25 billion. And then we have 142,270,000. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so according to this, there's a potential to do 175x if the LTCN Trust is equal to the previous bull market top for Litecoin. So if we do that times the current price, which again, this is the assets under management as of the current price. Yeah, you guys can see. I mean, I hope it goes this high. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it goes this high, but I don't think this is realistic. It's possible. Is it likely? I mean, again, that's a 10x what Dogecoin did from its bottom to its top previous cycle, and that Dogecoin basically outperformed everything in crypto last cycle, with the exception of maybe a few really super risky meme coins. I don't know, guys. I mean, a 7,000x is pretty outlandish. I would say maybe like I would say from this point maybe a 50x from the current price is possible. $7,000 though, or not seven. Well, yeah, $7,000 or 175x from current prices. I don't know, from the bear market bottom from $2. Yeah, I could definitely see that, but from the current prices, I'm just not so sure. But theoretically, that's what it would look like. It would be up to $7,000 per share. Again, I don't know that we're going to get those kinds of prices, but we'll just have to wait and see. So coming back down to earth a little bit and trying to be realistic here. So BCHG, as you guys can see, show you guys here somewhere as soon as I find it. So here's the assets under management. One thing I want to point out is LTCN is slightly smaller than BCHG, which means, in my opinion, LTCN is kind of running a little bit later. Again, we haven't seen Litecoin move up as much as Bitcoin Cash. Actually, if I go over here to Bitcoin Cash, you guys can see Bitcoin Cash from its bottom to its peak here has done like I don't know how many X's that would be. From 100 to 700 is about a 7X. We have not seen anything like that on Litecoin yet. Doesn't mean that Litecoin won't do it. It just means that it hasn't happened yet. So Litecoin, we've seen not even a 2X yet. So in my opinion, LTCN is kind of underperforming, but one thing that makes me more bullish on LTCN right now over BCHG is the fact that LTCN has not had its big move yet, like BCHG and Bitcoin Cash. And I don't think Bitcoin Cash and BCHG are done. I just think that LTCN has a little bit more room to run in the immediate short term. So I could probably, I mean, this is 169 million. So if it did a 10x, you'd be looking at 1.6 billion. Again, that's not really that much in crypto. That's small. I mean, a crypto token in the native space might maybe get into the top 100, top 150 on the market cap rankings, maybe top 150 or 100 with 1.69 billion. Realistically, I think a 20x is possible. I mean, that's easily possible. I do think that's realistic, that it would be roughly about 3.4 billion, something like that, which again is still relatively small. I mean, Litecoin's market cap topped out roughly about 25 billion. Dogecoin was at 90 billion. Binance Coin was at like some 100 billion or some crazy thing like that. There was a lot of tokens the last cycle in the native space that hit like 20, 30, 40 billion. So I do think that, 2.3 billion is very realistic. Honestly, I do. So this is HZEN. This is another one that we had previously. So let's find the market cap here. So this one's really small. Okay, 5 million. Let's just say, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but let's just say this thing did 100x, which again, I don't think is that much. Because the 5 million market cap is like super, super tiny in the native space. That would be like a top 500, top 1,000 kind of super micro cap, very high risk altcoin. Okay. But you can buy this straight off the stock market. You don't need to worry about a pump and dump, stuff like that. It's with a reputable company, all that. So a little bit less risky from that aspect, I would say. So even if this thing only did 100x, the market cap would still be at 550 million. Now, whether it's going to get there or not, that's of course, a question of whether a lot of people choose to buy this trust during the bull run or not. And unfortunately, only time will tell. So again, same thing with the Zcash trust. I think this thing, realistically, just based on market cap, not based on the charts, could probably do, I'd say, at least a 50x. I mean, Zcash is not really it's not a real popular kind of crypto. It does have some pumps, but it's not like anything like Dogecoin, where everybody and their brother wants to buy it and it goes to the moon and Elon loves it and all that jazz. So I don't know if Elon actually loves it, but a lot of people seem to think he does. So anyways, this is what it would look like if there was a 50x on the market cap. Again, I don't see that happening for Zcash just simply because it's not that popular. But then again, that may be a reason to be super bullish on it because it's underrated. To each their own on that thought processes. But you guys can see a 50x would equal roughly only about $500 million in market cap. So again, that's pretty small for native cryptos. So this is the Solana one. I know a lot of you like Solana, so we'll talk about this one. So current market cap, we'll just round it off and say it's 70 million. I think realistically, as popular as Solana is, people might be wanting to buy this trust, and I could easily definitely see this doing a 20x, which again would only put it at relatively small, be roughly about 1.4 billion. There is a chart, as you guys can see, showing the market price and the NAV and all that stuff. That's something you guys can look at in your own time. So ETCG, this is the ETH Classic. Again, we did say that Ethereum Classic was an oscillator to Ethereum. So when Ethereum starts smashing all-time highs, expect ETH Classic to go up with it. If it did not, I would be shocked because that's exactly what ETH Classic did last cycle. When Ethereum went up, it started moonshotting. So as you guys can see here, this has a much larger market cap, which I find to be quite interesting because it's ETH Classic and not actually Ethereum. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but I mean, whatever the case, where there's opportunity, there's money to be made. So we'll just take a rough estimate of the market cap here, roughly about 324 million. I know it's a little bit more than that, but we're just using simple round numbers here. So I'd say a 10x easy is probably possible on this. Maybe like a 5 to 10x. I don't think 10x is really that unrealistic, to be honest. So Mana, this is Decentraland. Again, Decentraland is based on the metaverse, which is a very popular kind of futuristic technology. It's basically like where you can be in this virtual world and create real estate digitally and all kinds of other stuff you can do. You guys can take a deep dive into that in your own time. I'm not going to explain it here, but it is a big deal, and it was a major narrative in the last crypto bull cycle. And Mana itself, the underlying token, did roughly about a 200x. Yes, you heard that right. 200x, 200x's from roughly its bear market bottom to its bull cycle top. So the market cap is small here at 12 million. Let's just say that this thing only did half of what the underlying did last cycle, which again, I would say is possible because if Mana is going to go up like it did last time, I mean, the price is going to get ridiculous. That would still only put it at roughly about 1.2 billion. I think that a 30 to 50x is going to be possible on this. I don't think these trusts are going to be as popular as the native crypto, but I could be mistaken. Maybe people will really ape into these. I have no idea. So I would say realistically, maybe a 10, 20x, maybe as much as a 30 to 50x. But again, the underlying is probably going to be much more popular because you can trade native cryptocurrencies any time of day. When markets are closed on holidays, banking holidays, weekends, whatever, it doesn't matter. Crypto's open 24/7. These trusts are not going to be traded 24/7, at least as far as I know. They are not right now. So GBAT, 5 million. That's really, really small for a market cap in crypto. So, I mean, sky's the limit here, but I would say realistically, maybe like a 10, 20x on this. Even a 20x is still considered an amazing return in crypto. If anyone gets a 10 to 20x, they're happy. I've never heard anybody complain about getting a 10 to 20x return on their money in crypto. So even a 20x would still only put this at 100 million. This is for a basic attention token. We do use the Brave browser, as you guys can see the kind of logos up there for those of you guys that are wondering. So this is Chainlink, the G-Link Trust, and let's see here. So 8 million. I would say, again, 10 to 20x, very reasonable on this. If we were just to do a 20x on 8 million, 176 million. And again, it kind of depends on whether the masses choose to adopt these trusts during the cycle or not. Again, there's a lot of options in crypto when it comes to the Bitcoin bull run and the crypto bull run, but it kind of depends on how much people buy into this. Like if everybody and their brother on TikTok and wherever else is talking about it, like they talked about Dogecoin, then yeah, probably these things are going to do like crazy numbers that nobody would expect. So 6 million market cap. This is Phil G. This is for the Filecoin Trust. We do have Filecoin. We do not actually have the Grayscale version. So 6.2 million. Again, I would say realistically, this thing probably could easily do a 20x. Again, Filecoin itself hasn't even moved, whereas the Grayscale Trust has. So I would say anything is possible at this point. 20x again would put this still at a really small market cap, only 124 million. I mean, shoot, even a 10x would be good. I mean, a 10x your money. Who's gonna be upset about that, right? So GLIV, this one I'm not very familiar with this project, but it's roughly about the same market cap as the previous one, or I should say this one over here. So about the same as G-Link. So about 8 million again. If it does only a 20x, well, you know what? Let's not even say that. Let's say it only does a 10x. Just on market cap alone, this thing again would not even be at 100 million. I can give you guys an example of a token that is roughly about 100 million, and it's only like the top 300 or top 400 on Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko. You can go look this up for yourself. My numbers may not be exactly right here, but it is roughly about 100 million, and it is in the top 300 or 400 of native crypto. And keep in mind, we are not in the parabolic phase of the bull run yet, so these are considered to be lower market cap prices at this point, and that would be Banker Network. Again, roughly about 100 million market cap, top 3, top 400. It's not even in the top hundreds, so just goes to show you guys what's actually possible in a bull run. So anyways, this is the market caps for all of the Grayscale trusts with the exception of the ETH one. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.